Oh God, stop scrolling. No, seriously, stop. Because this is one of those moments that rewires the timeline. Nicki Minaj just walked into Washington, D.C. Not a studio, not a stage, not a Met Gala. The U.S. Treasury Department. And what she said there detonated the internet. I will say that I am probably the president's #1 fan. Let that echo in your head for a second. Nicki Minaj, Trump. If that sentence made you uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is the point. Because this wasn't an accident. This wasn't a slip of the tongue. This wasn't a tweet written at 3 a.m. This was calculated clarity. She said it in public. She said it on government soil. She said it knowing exactly what would happen next. And then she didn't blink. Here's what makes this moment dangerous. In today's world, celebrities don't support. They signal. They code. They hint. Nicki Minaj didn't hint. She planted a flag. Let's talk about the setting, because it matters more than you think. This wasn't a rally. This wasn't Fox News. This wasn't a friendly crowd. This was a Treasury Department hosted summit unveiling Trump accounts, financial programs aimed at newborn babies, framed as long-term economic planning from the moment a child is born. Translation? Money, power, legacy, the future. And Nicki Minaj chose this moment to speak. That's not coincidence. That's symbolism. Now here's where the internet lost its mind. Within minutes, fans felt betrayed. Critics smelled blood. Media outlets scrambled for damage control. Think pieces were drafted before the applause even ended. And yet, Nicki Minaj didn't retreat. She acknowledged the hate. She acknowledged the backlash. And then she said something even louder. Her support will not waver. That sentence is nuclear, because in 2026, wavering is survival. Standing firm is suicide, unless you're ready to burn the system down. Let's be honest, Nicki Minaj didn't need to do this. She has money, influence, awards, a global fan base, zero dependence on politics, which means this wasn't about relevance. This was about control. Control over her voice, control over her narrative, control over what it means to be a celebrity in an era where opinions are rented, not owned. Here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. There is an unwritten rule in pop culture. You're allowed to speak, as long as you say the right things. Nicki Minaj just shattered that rule on a federal stage. And that's why this moment feels different. Not louder, not Messier. More final. This isn't about Trump, and it's not even about Nicki. It's about what happens when a cultural titan stops asking for permission. When someone with nothing to gain and everything to lose says, I don't care who's uncomfortable. That's when systems shake. Look at the reactions closely. Some fans are angry, not because she spoke, but because she spoke freely. Others are energized, not because they agree, but because someone finally broke the script. And the media, they're terrified because this moment exposes something dangerous. Public opinion is not as unified as it pretends to be. Nicki Minaj has always thrived in controversy. But this isn't controversy. This is defiance with consequences. She didn't ask to be understood. She didn't ask to be forgiven. She didn't soften her stance for applause. She stood there calm, composed, unshakable, while the internet prepared its knives. So here's the real question, and this is where everything changes. What happens when more celebrities realize they don't actually need approval? What happens when culture stops obeying the algorithm? What happens when influence stops being predictable? Because if someone at Nicki Minaj's level can say this, here, like this, and not flinch, then the era of controlled celebrity speech is ending, and something far more chaotic is beginning. This wasn't a headline. This wasn't a moment. This was a signal, a fracture in the culture, a warning shot to the narrative machine. And whether you love her or hate her, You just witnessed history shift in real time. Don't look away now, because the aftermath hasn't even started.
And it's going to motivate all of us to support him.